And we are back with the last match of the day, Core Dynamics versus the Reds, and we're into it. We're in it already. So finally, we got a server to run, and here we go with an offensive breach to Storefront for Core Dynamics already pushing in here with the smoke, pushing in through. But there are a lot of defenders here in Storefront. Pickle is quite in the smoke. V is being taken out here immediately, and they're on the bomb now already. Adex is waiting in the smoke with a shotgun. Pickle is in the smoke as well. Oh, Adex running around, running out, getting that elixir here. Breeze is trying to fight him off, gets the kill here, but yeah, but the attackers are still on the bomb. And ooh, wow! Pyreski and Eggs taking out 2 of them, and now it's actually down to Red Elixir and Brandon to somehow take this down. But Breeze, not Red Elixir, Breeze, sorry. There's so much going on, but yeah, they managed to take the defenders out. That was a pretty explosive round. What do you think, Billboard?
Yeah, wow. I'm not honestly not surprised to see a quick storefront play, but I was surprised to kind of see the rotates that Rats did. What they it was weird they kind of stacked 2 people in arcade, and they also the rotates they were pulling off there were actually they were just kind of stockpiling themselves into storefront, which I find to be really weird because it is such a strong hold for the defenders here for a storefront take, because you can just sit in tellers and hold the bomb that way, as well as you can sit in freezer and hold the bomb from that direction. So having that cross is incredibly strong, but we didn't really see Rats use it at all. They actually ended up just kind of all stockpiling out and trying to take the fight directly into the storefront, like trying to fight them off actually entering the storefront rather than playing for the bomb defusal there. And so then Core Dynamics was kind of able to, like, even though they did lose some players, they were able to kind of split off around the map a little bit there and kind of just split up and ended up, getting the kills. 2 people ended up piling in from arcade and got melted down by Core Dynamics. And I don't know, I think the positioning from Rats could have been a bit better. But the answer accordingly was pretty good. Adex, sitting in that smoke was pretty smart, getting some kills there, but it just wasn't enough.
Yep. Therefore, it's a strong start for Core Dynamics here, taking the first round, not losing their clackers, so they're down to 2 clackers, 2 charges. And now we're on a kill house map. It's not a club map this time around. It's a checkpoint map. And oh yeah, we saw that map yesterday in the stream yesterday, and it seems like the defenders are expecting the wall charge push here through checkpoint into kitchen, which worked out quite well in the match yesterday. I think that was your match, right? If I remember correctly, Red Team was pulling that off against you.
Yeah, probably the most obvious play, honestly, is just a wall charge straight from checkpoint in the kitchen, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that, but I think it is.
I mean, they don't have a wall charge anymore, so I guess that's not going to happen,
possible.
actually.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure why defense is kind of like putting signs like it's going to happen.
Maybe they just want to wallbang there. Maybe that line is just for wallbanging. I'm not sure, but it looks like an arrow, but who knows?
But it does look like they do want to do a club green split here, which is pretty capable. So the problem with pushing club can be very problematic, at least if the defenders set themselves up well, because behind that bar it's very easy to sit behind that bar pretty safely in the back of club there, and they can't really be doing a lot of pushes elsewhere. So there's a lot of angles they can hold that club stage from, as well as we do see a bar just get placed right for kitchen, in between kitchen and club. So it's really going to depend on the defender's positioning here, but it looks like they're kind of stacking toward the hallway, interestingly enough.
And I think Core Dynamics' plan here is to get into club slowly and at the same time rotate through, or not rotate, but clear out the northern part through checkpoints. So going from checkpoint to training and then entering club from the northern green door. And trying to basically pincer or allowing the rest of the team to come in from the southern part from club. But well, maybe not. They only have 1 person in checkpoint. They're moving very, very slowly. They don't want to be heard. Brand 1 is here on checkpoint. Finds the kill on Papiroski here. So that's a good start for them. At the same time, now the breach on the southern part of map. 2 flashbangs going out. They're on stage already. Nobody is really defending club right now, actually, interestingly enough. They're smoking the northern part, trying to clear out the room, but the room is pretty empty. And now they're in front of the green door where the barbed wire is. And I think X is just laying down bullets through that door. The barbed wire did not blow up, unfortunately. I guess the center is behind the door, so the frag grenade did not quite connect. And now, Molotov is going out. The attackers kind of forced to go the other way around now because they did not manage to take out the barbed wire. All the defenders have rotated, are all in kitchen and office now, and Brandon is still outside of checkpoint. The attackers are now rotating around, leaving Red Elixir behind in club, while the rest is coming to hallway now, and I guess Brandon will join them in a second. Actually, yeah, he's flashing. Oh, he's flashing them in, okay, but nobody is there, so no real reason to flash so far. Seems like Pickle might have some connection issues here. That's unfortunate to see. The others are continuing through or into office here rather, flashing themselves in. But yep, Dipchip gets a double kill here. There's a revenge kill, but also Brandon goes down. So it's down to Red Elixir because it seems like the little Pickle did actually disconnect. The Red Elixir is pushing into kitchen now. Actually got through the barbed wire uncontested, but it's being killed by Adax with the auto shotgun. And that's a round for the Reds. That's one for the Reds, so 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, Core Dynamics actually pushed into an uncontested club, so it was looking really good for them. Yeah, unfortunately, honestly, I would have liked to see a shotgun be brought by Core Dynamics, and that would have made the guarantee of that barb getting destroyed, and they should open the door and then toss the nade. But yeah, all of them decided to bring APs. I think one had Gruber in the previous round, but I don't know. Yeah, and the problem there too was they ended up using a lot of utility. They flashed, I think 2, maybe 3 times in a club, which was fine. You know, they're safe flashes. But the bigger problem was then they kind of used some flashes on the front green and then ended up not having anything to really push through into office with, and so they ended up just getting melted. I had to make that last second play.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean the disconnect was obviously unfortunate as well. I hope he's coming back, but yeah, that failed frag basically. That I think that did cost them the round here for sure. So yeah, I mean better bring a shotgun next time, I guess, to secure the barbed wire destruction there. It's also something we should maybe look into changing, actually. And when I say we, I mean Gag here. Because it's a little weird that the barbed wire is only, like, it's so easy to block the distraction with having the center of the barbed wire behind the door. That's a little strange for sure. So I guess it's not high priority, but probably it has to change at some point. Anyway, so score is 1-1, and we're on a factory map called Moist Pasture. Oh, it's this map. It has this really interesting perch thing in the northern part, which is only accessible to attackers through the fan. So what do you think about this map?
Honestly, I think if smokes can get used correctly here to kind of disturb some sight lines, I think being able to use that shelving that you can ride along on the fan can be very, very harmful for defenders, because it's one of those risk reward type positions where, as an attacker, if you're going up there, you're getting a lot of angles to get access to, but it's also exposing you to a lot of angles. So you get to see a lot, but you're also in the wide open, and you have a lot of people being able to take shots at you. So I think being able to use smokes appropriately will kind of help if they want to do a play like that. And it does look like that the attack does want to go for a fan play here, even trying to smoke off Toxic. And it looks like they're sending 2 to storage kind of for a late push to even poke those guys in Toxic in the back. But yeah, I'm curious to see what exactly their approach will be on taking this fan.
Yeah, it seems like they want to maybe breach it, actually. Yeah, it seems like they want to breach it with 3 guys while the other 2 are going through storage. X is waiting for them, but he's kind of on no, he's not. It's on Dipship is also looking at with the mob, but X takes the first kill here on Little Pickle through the fan. I think they failed the smoke, unfortunately, so that's going to be hard to push into. Breezeway and Brandon are pushing through the southern part. Brandon not being able to take out X, but it gives his team enough time to breach through the fan, and Redix here is coming through the smoke now, takes out X and crosses on the perch, taking out Adex, and yeah, but it seems like the other attacker got killed in the southern part as well, so now it's down to Red Elixir and Cross, but it's also down to 2 defenders, so it's a 2-2 here. Dipchip, that's a hard name, finds the kill here on Cross though, and now it's down to Red Elixir. Dipchip with the mob, fails to deliver here. Now it's a 1-1v versus Red Elixir, and but the Red Elixir is super low. We only need to have 1 shot with the nag. Fails though! Red Elixir with the clutch here, 3k for him, and secures the round for Core Dynamics.
That was really unfortunate too, because we saw 3 opening kills from the defense there on getting able to kill Axe and be able to open it up on fan. And yeah, I don't think the attack realized that you cannot throw anything through the fan blades until the fan is off. So that's why the smoke failed. So this they did try to throw the smoke into toxic from fan, and it just bounced out because the fan blade it hit the fan blade.
That's probably what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they went to that smoke there, they needed to either disable the fan first or needed to chuck the smoke from outside through the windows. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit unfortunate. I think Rats, like, they got, I think, maybe even a bit too in their head. They were kind of, really confident with those 3 openers, and they had a 5v2 advantage, and it just melted down when the Saber was able to pick up some kills. And I think there was some poor peeks done by Rats on their end, and just Core Dynamics was able to punish it.
Yeah, I agree. It was interesting. X had this really strong position there. Basically, getting the first kill on Fan, and then the other attacker was coming in from south, but he turned around at the right time and took him out as well. And while he got that kill, it gave the other attackers enough time to actually breach the Fan, though, which ended up with him being dead eventually. I mean, he traded 2 for 1, so I guess he still did fairly well there, but in the end it was not quite enough. So interesting. So first set, so to speak, it goes to Core Dynamics 2-1, and now the Reds are on the attack, and I so far really like the Red attacks. They usually go for really interesting, strong and fast pushes, but fairly coordinated actually. So we will see if they do that again. We're back on Starlight Kingdom, the Seastorm map, and what is their plan?
Well, it's looking like they want to do a green-red pinch and go for power eventually. It does look like Office is being given up already by the defense, and which is understandable. It's not a very easy position to hold. You have your sandwich between a red door and green door, and there's not really many good crosses to hold for it. But I do kind of actually like this barbed wire on storage. It can be holdable. If someone was actually playing an Office, oddly enough, but no one is, so I'm not exactly. I think this barb is kind of only meant to hopefully cause some damage with the molly that Cross is holding.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the end here, I think a freezer power play isn't terrible, but I'm just curious to see how this will roll out, because I think this is the first time we've seen something like this happen on this map.
Yeah, and the Reds are pushing in at both sides at the same time. Molotovs are going out. Defenders are rotating, falling back. Cross is actually getting into Arcade. Power is out already. Cross gets the kill here on Dipchip, though. Addix is in freezer, and it's been taken up a little pickle. So yeah, they managed to take power, but no, it's actually back on. Who did turn back on? What happened there? I'm not quite sure. Cross is pushing into Paparazzi here, and goes down immediately, and so does Breeze. The defenders here, for some reason, pushing the attackers all of a sudden and being taken out. So it's back to a 3v3 actually. That was a weird flash in Office. Not sure what that was. I don't think that was supposed to go there. I guess that was a fail flash. Now they're all sitting in bathroom and trying to get into Terror. Have a frag, fail to take out the barbed wire, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure how that happened. No, I guess I should have shotgunned the door first, but nobody is in Teller really, so it's not too big of a deal. But Elixir is shooting through the Teller hole, dealing some damage on V, and V is eventually taken out from Little Pickle over from Freezer, taking a double kill here, taking Risk as well, actually. Oh, what? Red Elixir team killed? What? I'm not quite sure what happened there, but in the end, all the attackers are down, and Red Elixir takes the turn out of the win. How did he kill Brentman? What?
I don't know. I don't know.
I missed that. I guess he saw movement there and just didn't realize it's his teammate, because Brentman was on the other side. So that was probably just some miscommunication. I don't know. I kind of missed what happened there, but he managed to win the round anyway, so it worked out for them. 3-1 now. That was interesting. I mean, it was a very nice coordinated push from the Reds, but
well, I mean, I think it went off well to start. The big disruption there to start, though, was definitely Cross. That barbed wire, he was using it. He threw a molly on top of that barb, so there was no chance those two attackers coming through storage were going to be able to push that out. And so then he was able to just kind of blitzkrieg into Arcade by himself, and able to get at least one kill there before he was traded out, and so it ended up reducing down to a 3v3. The kind of problem that ended up unfolding, though, is that all of Rats then decided to all stack and push in through bathroom side, rather than trying to keep anyone to hold flank, let alone just even hold an Arcade or put any pressure on Freezer. they ended up just kind of all funneling themselves into barbed wire and into one direction, and the defense really only, and then the defense only had to look one way. They didn't have to worry about anything else. So I think if Rats kind of slow it down there and kind of reassess the situation, that they can afford to split up and kind of put pressure at multiple points, that then the defense isn't like just sitting there all staring at the one angle that you can come through.
Yeah, it would have been very valuable for them to also come through freezer again, because that's where one of the defenders was set up and was taking shots at the Teledor. So it would have been good to come up behind them. Did you catch what happened to power? They turned off power first, but then I don't think there was a defender around to turn it on again. So I guess they just turned it on again themselves. Maybe they didn't run night vision.
I think a defender actually turned it on from the other side of power over the sandbags. I think you can still reach it.
Oh, is that possible?
I
Interesting.
So. Could be wrong, but it looks like there was a player in position to do so. So I think that's what happened.
That's possible. Okay, so yeah, we're on Clean Shield, the Killhouse map again. Barbed wire is going out in checkpoint and office, and Cross is sitting there in office with the auto shotgun, waiting for attackers. It seems like the attackers want to go through club though. So yeah, it seems like they're doing a 5-man stack through club, slow walking towards that red door. They have a plan set out for what they want to do there exactly. Like, seems like they're expecting people on right next to right on the stage, and one on the green door, one behind the bar. Let's see if they manage to take that room. Red Elixir and Little Pickle are holding it. First flash goes out. They take the first cover here in club. Now flashing, rushing the bar. Alex gets a kill on Little Pickle, and V takes out Red Elixir. So they take that first room very successfully here. Good start so far. And now they're at this door frame. Shooting through the wall, through the door. Brandon is waiting behind the northern door and is waiting for his moment to shine in. The attackers are rushing into the kitchen, taking out all the defenders there and taking the bomb. And now it's down to Brandon to turn this around somehow. He gets the first kill. Now has to rush into the bomb room and is being taken out. Very, very strong attack here for the Reds. Unfortunately, a team kill in the end, but still, they take the round here. 2-3.
Yeah. I'm a little bit torn, because I'm somewhat surprised that worked so well, but also I'm not almost at the same time not surprised, because if we noticed, while Core Dynamics did have some really good angles set up, you know, one sitting behind the bar and one sitting behind those looks like yellow bricks. Yeah, they were in good positions, but they weren't really putting out any damage once Rats started pushing in. So like their positioning kind of ended up turning to be irrelevant. And then not only that, Core Dynamics also didn't have any barbed wire stacked up toward the club side. They didn't have it set up for the stage, nor did they have it set up for the actual push into site. So Rats was able to just push through everything with no contention other than gunfights, and they were able to win every one. So
yeah, it was a little weird. Like, it was an interesting plan for Core Dynamics. I think what they were banging on was like, we're gonna have like the auto shotgun and barbed wire on the eastern part of the map to cover that part, and we're just gonna put more firepower on the western part of the map. But yeah, it was not enough firepower, or at least they did not capitalize on it enough, and the rest were able to push through and just take the bomb room really quickly. And that was another example of those red pushes I mentioned earlier. Like, they just have they have their entries planned out quite well, and I like to watch them. So I really enjoy watching the Reds on attack every time. So I mean, that's round 6 now. I think they're down to a wall charge rather. Probably. Seems like they want to use it on Doc. And ignoring Fan on this map, interestingly enough. Okay, I guess they're debating if they want to go Office or Doc, actually. They have lines for both. Well, Doc is just like a W, which I assume is wall charge, yeah. But they only have a line for Office. So we will see what they actually end up doing. But yeah, the defenders seem to be fairly worried about Fan and Toxic and the northern western part of the map. But that doesn't seem to be the part where the Reds want to go. So
yeah, I mean, if they choose to double charge here, it's a big commitment, but I think
do they have really still 2 charges? I don't think they have.
Yeah, I don't think they do, but
they used a door charge on Office, on C-Store, and now they use a door charge on Killhouse as well. So they're down to the wall charge.
Yeah.
And we'll see. They have the auto shotgun though, so that's going to be useful for taking Office. That's maybe the reason why they actually decided to go Office, because they have the auto shotgun, which is mainly beneficial in that area, I would say. The rest of the map is fairly long fairly full of long angles, basically. And yeah, it seems like all the defenders are looking towards fan, and that's just not where the Reds are at all. But it seems like they actually want to go dog and not office. So
I mean, it makes sense.
I
They
got
brought a
thrown
Saber
off.
and it will cut off a lot of angles. They will actually be able to, and they might be able to see this mop. I'm not sure. I think some of the conveyors are actually going to block that. So the main thing here is to shut down that office doorway right next to the power, and they could. It looks like they're definitely going to try to go for this power play too. So I think if some good smokes come out, some good shots get made, it could open up here.
Yeah, trying to wallbang there. Brandon just took a shot there through the window, a pretty long angle, but I think he missed. Now they're rushing, they're pushing in. Molotov's going out there, so the attackers are kind of split. 3 are forced in. V is rushing into the office, being taken out by the 2 defenders there. Little Pickle taking the final shot. Now Addix pushes up the stairs, it's been taken out, and Paparazzi is being killed by Red Addix here. So this is a strong start for Core Dynamics here, for sure. Now it's time to Dipchip and X. They have the Saber and the auto shotgun though, and that's 2 kills for them. Dipchip going down though, so it's a 1v3 for X, and he still has to fight against the mob and Ingmar and the Legros. And he has okay, he swapped the auto shotgun for something else, and there's the mob shot from Cross, taking the round. 4-2 for Core Dynamics, and we're on game point.
Yeah, I mean, Core Dynamics played that perfectly. Rats kind of just played that. I mean, they did try to go for the explosive play, but I think it was in the wrong position. If they wanted to do something kind of like that, I think Office would have been a better take, purely because they didn't have any smokes. I mean, and it showed. They got punished for it. Not only did they get mollied, so I think at least 2 of their players got put down to maybe like 25 HP or something very low, but they did just try to push all the way up into Office alone, or like 2 people just tried to push all the way up to the Office with no smoke cover and just trying to depend off of the strength of flashbangs, and it just wasn't enough. And Core Dynamics held some very long angles and was able to just get those free kills because of all of those long sight lines.
Yeah, also, I think what happened is like the Reds started to slow walk towards Dog, and then all of a sudden, I think Adex with the wall charge decided to sprint, and I think Little Pickle was sitting around that area and heard them, and they gave away the position, and the defender started to turn around and actually facing the Dog door, and that made it way harder for the Reds to go in there. So, but yeah, we will see. I mean, this is not over yet. This is 4-2. I mean, game point for Core Dynamics here for sure, but if the Reds can take the next 3 rounds, then this is still a thing that can be done. It's hard from this to come back from this position, but we've seen it before. So we will see. They're back on the defense here on Starlight Kingdom, and we'll see what Core Dynamics will do here. Seems like a wall charge pushed through Storefront actually.
Yeah, wall charge into a smoke off of Arcade maybe. Is looking to be the play. And yeah, it looks like they don't want to be playing in. I do think Bathroom is a pretty hard thing to hold on this map, so not surprising that they don't want to be holding Bathroom as Rats defending, and giving up storage. I think is not a bad idea either. Just kind of trying to put all your places in Arcade, Freezer, and Storefront.
Yeah.
But
seems like one of them is in office though.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell where the split. Okay, the split is coming from storage. So we have 2 people coming storage, 3 going Storefront. I'm curious to see what the timing of this will be, because I think a storage flank could be very valuable here, especially if it pulls the rotates of all these defenders onto Storefront like it did last time. If we noticed, Rats piled up on Storefront a lot on that first Core Dynamics take. So let's see how things unfold.
Actually, Brandon kicked the door and is now circling around to the window, trying to find a defender here, but Paparazzi is a little too far south, so he's not quite in line of sight. There goes the wall charge off. Paparazzi is actually rotating to Arcade, like calling the debate here in another part of the map, and most of the defenders are in position now, but Little Picky rushing Arcade and taking out Paparazzi here. Red Elixir gets in a crossfire between Dipchip and Axter and is being taken out in Storefront, and the attackers are in, but they're mainly holding Arcade in the western part of Storefront now. Brandon is coming in from the north now, so he might be able to maybe support them here. And there, Adex is rushing them in here, takes the kill, and Pip kill has been taken out by V here, I believe. Oh no, actually that was a team kill. How unfortunate! Brandon got the team kill here on Pickle. Like that was a breakdown in communications, and it's down to Brandon to somehow do this against 4 defenders who are shooting each other though. So he might have a chance. We will see. Most of them are pretty low. Brandon still has one flashbang. Adex is holding the angle. He's pushing now, though. And also, well, I guess Dipchip is watching the wrong direction. Nah, he's turning around. Oh, yeah, Brandon takes the shot there, but doesn't realize Dipchip is still there. Takes a lot of damage there, and Adex finished him off. So that round goes to the Reds. 3-4.
Wow. I mean, the big thing there was that smoke. That once again, Smoke's Smoke has done him dirty. The Core Dynamics, I think, had a very good plan there. I don't know if that I'm pretty sure that Smoke was unintentional, but they decided to try to force through it anyway, and they let Adex get sneaky again, and he came out of tellers and went and sat in that smoke and was able to get a double kill off of it. So I think one thing teams need to kind of realize is whenever you toss a bad smoke, don't be afraid to just wait it out and wait for the smoke to fade, because plays like that can happen and will happen, and teams get punished for it because of it. They, defenders try to capitalize off poor smokes, and that's exactly what the Rats did, and was able to steal the round off of that unfortunate smoke.
Yeah, I think, like, judging from what they had drawn on the floor, they wanted to have the smoke, wanted the smoke to be on the western part of the storefront, and yeah, it just connected with something there and did not end up where they wanted it to be. And yeah, as you said, they tried to force it anyway, and it did not play out for them very well. So now Reds actually having a chance here. They have to win the next 2 rounds still, but Core Dynamics just lost the Clacker and a door charge, wall charge rather, wall charge and a Clacker. So that, I mean, this is quite possible for the Reds now. We will see. We're back on clean shield, and seems like they're preparing for an office push. And Core Dynamics is debating whether or not they should take or not, whether they should take club or office. So they decide against an eco play here, apparently. I mean, I guess they only have to win 1 more round, so they can try that.
Yeah, last time Core Dynamics did a club take here and was actually left uncontested. So I honestly think if that goes the same way, if it stays uncontested, it could go well for them, and they could easily do it as long as this nade lands correctly on this barb. But it does actually look like they're going for the commitment. They're going for the double charge split take, which I think is really bold, because I feel like on this map, you kind of, as defenders, usually commit to one side or the other to hold pretty hard, either office or club. So I feel like the team office is going to get run through, at least if they try to just push through for kills. I don't know. I think that to play it smart. I'm curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, they have 2 door charges, but they only have 1 Clacker, so I assume we will see Breeze running back and forth between the 2 doors. Pickle and Brandon will stay on the club door, and Breeze is now running around. Pickle is basically going in on itself because Brandon is a little late, and the other 2 are waiting for Breeze now. Pickle is trying to get some shots in here, I think, or was he shooting? I'm not sure. They're shooting back and forth through the wall here for sure. Molotov is going out, delaying the office push. They're flashing in, going in there anyway. There are 4 defenders though, so this is going to be fairly rough to actually take out. They now go through with more flashbangs. Oh, frag grenade kill here, and a team kill on the defender side. That's very unfortunate. Popreski is being killed out as well. Double kill for Cross. So far it's looking good for the Core Dynamics. Down to 2 Reds. Dipchit is still waiting there. Takes the kill on Red Elixir with a lot of patience, and now is rushing Cross maybe. X is holding off the attackers on the western side. Dipchit comes out behind Cross, takes the kill here. Very well played, and now it's a 2v2. And the issue for the 2 attackers is there's still barbed wire in that door frame, so they're gonna have a hard time pushing in there. Dipchip loots an AP25 here, and now comes into kitchen to support X. It seems like Pickle and Brenvin are deciding on what to do. Pickle running around a little bit in training, comes back now though, so they want to go through here. Brenvin finds Dipchip, and now they're pushing through the... Actually, they found both. Brenvin got the double kill here through the door frame. Very well played, taking around, and that's game number 1. That's game number 1 for Core Dynamics. 5-3.
Great shots from Core Dynamics there to tie up the round. It was looking a little rough, and because there was a 4 stack inside of office. Like I said, I feel like this map you kind of stack one side or the other, and it was looking really poor because Core Dynamics actually was committing a lot of their people toward office, and I honestly thought it was going to be a slaughter, but fortunately Rats TK'd and kind of things went awry. So I think because of how close quarters office was, there was actually too many defenders there, and it kind of even led to that team fire happening and kind of just a lot of chaos unfolding. Even though they ended up winning the fight on that side, that things then just kind of unfolded. They kind of put themselves in not the best positioning, and Core Dynamics was able to take some nice shots and clear them off the bomb site.
Yeah, it worked. It worked quite well for Codynamics there. Well, it worked out in the end, actually, is what I wanted to say. With like, yeah, that Brandon managed to get the double kill there in the end was. I thought they lose this round, to be honest, because it was not looking that great. With them both being outside the kitchen room still there. Not the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen. With the barbed wire and the door frame, but they managed to find the long range kills there, and so they secured the round. And well, game number 1 goes towards Core Dynamics, and we're gonna jump into the second match. So, what do you think? Like, is what do the Reds have to change to win the second game now? Like, what should be their game plan?
Right
Do
now,
you
I think
notice
they kind of just
anything?
have to slow things down. I do
Mhm.
think so. While I do think explosive playstyles can work very well, I think it can be harmful if you don't realize that you need to kind of reassess situations. Because explosive playstyles, it's pretty much like if it works, then of course it's working, and you kind of you're just running in full momentum. But if you have something that slows you down, let's say a barbed wire or a molly or something like that, some people kind of panic and they kind of just don't really know how to reassess the situation, and they kind of just end up stockpiling through something and making not great decisions of terms of like what rotates to make. I think Rats, what they need to do is just kind of um, take it a bit slower, kind of realize the round timer, play safer angles, play crossfires, stuff like that. Because right now it seems like they're kind of getting caught out and punished for almost nearly free. And Core Dynamics has had some occasions like that as well. We had that one push where Wrath was able to overwhelm Club very easily because there was no real utility used or no damage done by Core Dynamics. So it's really going to come down to kind of reading the situation based off of the utility that's getting placed down by Core Dynamics as defense, and then on a defending standpoint from Rats, they kind of need to realize what is getting pushed, um, and rotate appropriately and not over rotate or under rotate.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, seems like we're gonna take a few minutes. Like, so yeah, let's just take a short break until the next match. Be actually wait, give us a second. I'm getting some information in right now. So yeah, we're looking forward to the second game for sure. I think the Reds have good chances of actually taking this. I would like to see it, like to see this go to a third match, third game rather. Seems like both teams are actually ready to go. So let's not go to a break, and see what they do. Yeah, what do you think? Like, what did Core Dynamic do right to win 5 out of these 8 rounds? Like, what was their game plan here?
It felt like a lot of the time they were level-headed. There was really only like a few rounds that were kind of mistakes, like that one round, like I said, where they kind of smoked themselves off and actually able to
Yeah.
pull pretty cheeky play. Other than that, they stayed pretty composed. They had a round where they were able to pull off a 2v5, which was fantastic. Um, but like, and so I think they, even in a disadvantage, or whenever they're at a disadvantage, they seem to kind of keep a generally cool head and are able to answer towards Wrath's kind of very aggressive play style, and just kind of wanting to like Wrath seems to be wanting to like take gunfights a lot and kind of just push for fights rather than kind of play safer angles. And Core Dynamics seems to be very well versed in punishing that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I have to correct myself. Actually, there were some hiccups, and we will be right back in a minute or two when the match is actually starting. So yeah, don't go anywhere.
but she said, trust me, these are the stories we will tell. As I stood frozen, infinite, I almost fell, but I got a feeling and my heart starts beating, a sudden rush of feeling alive. This is freedom and I won't change, I won't phase out. I'm no ghost, let me
And we are back. I know you can't see anything. That's due to technical issues right now. We'll hope to give you a picture very soon, but until then, we're just gonna radio it to it to you. So we're in the second game. The first game did go to Core Dynamics, and we will see if the Reds can take the second game from them. And yeah, well, describe this map for us because the viewers still can't see it. Please,
We're
Billboard.
back on Ice Pasture, the map that we missed playing on the very beginning because of the server issues.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the reason I like this map is because there's that kind of bunkered down bomb on storefront, as well as arcade can be pretty strong to move through. Usually, like teams like to put like one barb on one side of the arcade to kind of shut down a lane, but it's not what we're seeing here. We're actually seeing barb oddly to hold off one for holding off storage into office, and then one for the side of storefront toward the freezer end.
And yeah, it seems like Core Dynamics is doing a split push here. 3 are pushing in through office. Dipchip is gonna find himself pincered here potentially. We'll see if that works out for him or not. Flashbang is going out. He's trying to get away. He's getting stuck in the corner. Little Pickle failed to find the kill here though. But at the same time, Brandman is pushing Arcade and takes out Adex. V is trying to go for the wrench kill here. Has to pull back though. Waits for Brandman's pushed in. Finds the kill here with the knack. Very well played here from Wee. And that means it's a 4v4 now. The attackers are in bathroom. Breeze is rotating through office into arcade. And the defenders are all sitting in storefront and freezer now. Well, V is in freezer. The rest of them are in storefront. But yeah, two attackers in arcade now. We'll see, do they take power now? It doesn't seem like they want to take power. All of them rotate. Most of them rotated now. Red Elixir still waiting in bathroom. The other 3 are preparing for an entry into freezer. Actually turning off power now, pushing it. V gets the first kill here with the double kill with the knack. Very nicely played. And Eggs gets the kill through the freezer windows, through the door on cross, and now he's down to Red Elixir, who's taking a shot. Dipchip rushing him with another knack. And well, that was a knack attack for sure. First round goes to the Reds.
Yeah, wow. It seemed like Core Dynamics actually had a really good initial take there. They took office. They had a perfect flash into storage there.
Yep.
Onto, I believe it was.
Yeah, Adex, I think.
Yeah, either way, whoever was playing in storage.
No, not Adex. Yeah,
flash onto them, and unfortunately, they were able to slip away through bathroom. And so I don't know. It really just came down to it seemed like a kind of they're running out of utility and weren't really able to flash out a freezer correctly there, because that really became the big problem, is being able to push through freezer. Because there was a lot of angles to watch, because there was actually 3 entrances to freezer, one being from arcade and the other two, one leading into storefront via a door and one leading by the the actual shelving units. So we saw them actually use both of those angles and just held a crossfire onto the freezer door, and that's where actually most of Core Dynamics was, and they were able to V was able to get a double kill there with the knack and just kind of solidify the round after that.
Yeah, it seems like they didn't want it to go through bathroom into storefront because they expected all the defenders to hold that, and I mean they did. But yeah, going through freezer didn't work out for them neither. So it's first round for the Reds, I guess. So good start for them. Let's see if they can continue with that advantage. Wait, did Core Dynamics help me out really quick? Did Core Dynamics use a charge on that round, or did they just eco?
They did charge onto the red door into bathroom.
Yeah,
a little bit late. They didn't do it right away. They did it a little late.
Yeah,
which honestly ended up being kind of useless, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah, because it was too late, right? Because if they would have charged it a little earlier, they could have caught that escape route or cut off that escape route and secured a kill there. So yeah, a little lucky for the Reds there. But that means Core Dynamics lost a clacker. So that's a really strong start for the Reds here, and we will see if they can hold this Killhouse map, which is another one of the club maps. So yeah, what do you think about this one? Really quick because they're attacking already.
Yeah, I mean this Killhouse, we've actually looked at this one in our last game. We've had this one, so this like club, we have these windows are cutting off a lot of everything here. So I would not be surprised to see a cross on this Saber going up to these windows and kind of holding it off while Core Dynamics does a split push here. It looks like they're thinking about going VIP, which I think is a very strong take as well, because that taking VIP then cuts off the rest of those bar angles and like pretty much the places that the guy up on the security windows can't see. So, and yeah, the charge is gonna go off and flashes are gonna set through. V's already doing some trying to do some fire down, and Molotov goes through, but V does get taken out and the axe is left smoked off, but still getting damage put onto Pickle and gets traded out. And now Core Dynamics is left in a 4v2 situation. A lot of people, Papa Ruski, I think actually got wall banged. He's actually dead all the way out right outside office. And the last two players of Rats are stuck in backstage with Cross trying to put pressure and keeping them there. I don't think he knows that they're there though. And Core Dynamics is spread out through the whole map, split up. Addix goes down, all left to Dipchip, stuck in backstage. Our Diffuse is probably going to be started here, putting pressure on Dipchip. Really left to do nothing but try to push up the stairs and gets punished by Cross with the Saber. And honestly, perfectly executed by Core Dynamics. It was a little scary there with that smoke. Axe was able to put down some damage and kill Pickle, and it almost looked bad for them, but things were able to divulge pretty perfectly for them afterward. Only losing one player is almost as perfect as you can get.
Yeah, for sure. It was a strong round for Core Dynamics. Really good push. Really good comeback after that first round. So they risked going for another charge. If they would have lost this round, then they had a forced eco round on the third round. But they managed to win this one, so they still have a charge and a clacker left now. So good for them. Yeah, very strong push. Yeah, holding, like getting those angles in that map is for sure important. And yeah, I really like the smoke grenade going out, cutting off X there. And then they circled around, lost one guy to him, but took him out in the end and pushed that room basically 2 for 1. And yeah, somehow picking up Papi Ruski as well. So that was a good start for them in the round, and then they just managed to clear it out basically. So we're on Juno Giant now, which is a factory map. So let's take a look. I mean, they still have a wall charge, I believe, so they can use that to go through docks, and I think that's their plan. Oh, it's the one with the short path to power on the catwalk. So that seems what they want to do. While the defenders are expecting a north office push.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it does seem to be the most common play is just running for this power here. Although I would like to see them commit maybe a wall charge for this, because we saw in our last match that there was a trouble with that mop holding an angle all the way back from the back of the conveyors.
Yeah, Joe sitting there.
Yeah, when they had when they door charged it, so it became very problematic to get in the actual wall because they had to crouch through. So I think if they decide to go with this play, I think a wall charge would be good. I mean,
I think they only have a wall charge left, if I'm not mistaken. So that's probably what's going to happen. Also, that generator seems to be a strong defensive position, as we have seen in the last match. So yeah, we will see. We'll see. Seems like they're going dog and a little split push here.
And I would hope that the defense actually reads this, because it is a wall charge, their last charge, and while as much as they could take the wall charge to the red door, it makes the most sense for them to put it on docks, especially because there's not really many either like cheeky plays they could do, like for a green door into a wall charge on this factory, while there are in some other maps.
For sure, and that's what they're doing. So they're splitting 3-2 apparently, Red Elixir and Brandon running over to storage, while the other 3 are setting up on dock. The wall charge is placed. They're waiting for the green team to go in first, I think, though, or at least at the same time. We'll see. Doors being kicked. Wall charge is not yet. They're smoking off the northern part. There is nobody in there, though. They're flashing, using a few resources here to be safe. 2 flashbangs. There's the wall charge with a little delay, shooting through the window on X. X can pull back, deal some damage on Cross, but Pabrisky is being caught here from behind from Brandon, and is the first kill for this round. Little Pickle pushing very aggressively. It's being punished by V from Generator, fairly long range with the Ingmar here, and now power is being taken, and V is going down because Brandon is shooting down the long range from the other angle. But another attacker is going down on docks. Well, 2 that is, because Dipchip took a shot there as well, and is being punished here though. Double kill for Red Elixir, taking out Axe and Dipchip. Well played. Now it's down to Adex, holding off 2 attackers. Red Elixir is just shooting in the north office, not really seeing him, I think. But they're on bomb now, and Adex has to make his move. Yeah, it seems like Brandon just wants to stick to the fuse, and Red Elixir takes the kill on Adex, securing the round for Core Dynamics here, 2-1.
I mean, Core Dynamics, pretty perfect take there, to be honest. That delayed charge on docks was perfect. And Puppy Risky got caught out. He really couldn't do much because he was stuck sandwiched between green door and the docks once that got opened, and Core Dynamics won their fights. I think things started to get a little scary for Core because they kind of lost their footing, it seemed. They took dock control, but they didn't really know what to do after that, and then smoke started to fade, and Rats was able to start picking up some kills onto those players that were pushing docks. But things changed out, and Core Dynamics actually pushed up onto Generator and was able to start providing a little bit some pinches on those players that were sitting in north or in south office, and then it left all the way up to Adex, where he was stuck having to push through his own barbed wire. And yeah, I think Core Dynamics did that pretty nearly perfectly. Some slight alterations, I think, would have done it well, but I think the smokes came out and landed exactly how they wanted them to.
Yeah, for sure. And then the double kill from Doc for sure helped, and then they got this nice crossfire on Generator basically, and in the end they could secure more kills there than the Reds, and won the round. So now the Reds are on the attack, and we're gonna see some more red attacks. We'll see if they stick to their very aggressive plays, or if they maybe slow down a little bit and take a little bit more of a methodical approach. It seems like they want to start with a bathroom push here through Shed. What do you think of that?
I think if they bring a nade here, this could do it, because it looks like a barb is going to get set up for bathroom, and holding bathroom is not generally something I think the defense wants to do. There's not a lot you can really hold for it. Maybe if you have a cross from storage, but even then, there's not a lot you can't really sector off that green or that red door very well. So once that red door gets opened, you kind of just want to usually give it up. I would like to see hopefully a split come from Rats here, which it looks like they might. Looks like they do have an X on the green door. Yep, so they are going to be doing a split, and hopefully they can put some pressure into Arcade, because I really would not like to see them get all funneled through bathroom again, and because there are a lot of different angles that you can watch from storefront onto that bathroom. That's kind of what Rats was doing against Core Dynamics when they were on their attack. So hopefully they don't fall the same mistake that CD or that they themselves did.
Yeah, Little Pickle is sticking his head through the roof, getting eeped here, but jumps down in time. The Reds are waiting on Northern Arcade. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Oh, now they're rushing for the door. Interesting. They just waited because of the window, I think, but nobody was in office, so was kind of unnecessary. Oh, there was a Molotov. I'm not sure what. Oh, is that door open? Oh, I think that might. I don't know what's happening there, to be honest. But they completely ignored, pushing into bathroom, and now Little Pickle is kind of in a bad position because he's gonna get pincered. He's gonna get flashed out here. But they don't check their corners. Little Pickle coming up from behind, fails to get the kill though, and they take him out. And so is Red here, and that's a really strong push. They're taking Storefront, taking out the defenders here. Now it's down to Brandon and Cross to take this back. They're both sitting in arcade. Dipchip already is in freezer. Cross is running in and is being taken out from behind. And now it's down to Brandon, who finds eggs, but is against 4 attackers now, and is pushing in, takes out V, okay, but still 3 attackers, and they're sticking the defuse now. He's rushing in, is being taken out, and that round goes to the Reds. 2-2. Very nice attack.
Yeah, I mean, so what ended up happening there on that outside, the reason they waited is they were feigning a walk to Storefront, I think. So they wanted to make them think they were going there, and so then once they sprinted right out of arcade, they started to. It definitely made the defenders a little anxious there and thought that they were going to push arcade, so they preemptively mollied the arcade door rather than actually waiting for the charge to blow up. So that's kind of what I think would happen there. Then green got kicked, then bathroom got blown open, and then the explosion just happened. All of Rats just pushed through and pressed through every room, and the defense was a little lost. Kind of what happened. It actually worked really well of that waiting there and just that kind of just all of that running kind of almost coming out of nowhere, and they were kind of caught off guard.
Yeah, that's the way I like to watch the Reds on attack, because they always pull something like that. They always have these little coordinated attacks. It's really fun to watch, and yeah, it worked out very well for them here. Very well executed. Completely threw off Core Dynamics here. They were forced were forced down to 2 defenders who had to take back Storefront, which is always really hard to do. And in the end, the Reds took this. So, that's a good start for them. Only used 1 charge. So they still have 2 charges and 2 clackers, so they can do whatever, basically. And we're back on the club map. We'll see what they want to do. So far, they did not draw anything yet. And there we go. There's the first line. Seems like they want to go for VIP as well, which you mentioned is a good room to take, right?
Yeah, I think it's the most obvious thing to push here, just because of how much it can cover and how much it cuts off of the map, and plus those windows. Like, the only real, I guess, safe room is that staircase room next to lobby. Outside of that, like, everything is pretty volatile to the windows and pushing through VIP. So it's really gonna just depend on if Core Dynamics can manage to get some kills here, or if Rats happens to have some poor flashbangs or poor smokes, because this push is pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah, it seems like Core Dynamics is not really setting up for a VIP push here. They have Little Pickle there, but not even watching the door, really. The first bullets are flying through the windows here. Some back and forth, nobody really taking damage yet. 3 attackers are crawling, slow walking towards the VIP door, and I don't think Little Pickle know what is coming for him. But now he's in backstage, so he's kind of safe. And the southern part, Brandon is waiting for them to come to the lobby, but nobody is coming there. And they're flashing on VIP, pushing in, but Elixir taking a long shot here and taking the first kill, now shooting at Papyrusky. So that was good. Brandon is pushing up on V. No, actually waiting for him. V is rushing in with the flashbang. Might be able to take a kill. No, Brandon was, I think, able to avoid the flash and take the kill. The defenders are taking out the Core Dynamics here quite well so far. Down to 2 attackers sitting on the balcony, so they have to move and have to make a move now, rotate around, and Core Dynamics know where they will come from. So that's probably going to be hard for them to take this room. Brandon is sitting there. Red Elixir is still holding the long angle from behind bar, and now they're moving in, taking out Brandon. Okay, that worked. So far, so good. Still 55 seconds on the clock, so they're pushing into backstage. Out! Cross takes the kill here on Dipchip, and now it's down to the Eggs, who's fighting 2 people if he wants to go through backstage. So he decides to pull back and maybe go the other way or wait it out. We'll see. Redix is still back there. He gets a nice kill here on Little Pickle. Cross is trying to rotate now, getting in his back. Actually, no. Now it's going into bomb room, and Eggs is going to be a sandwich here, being shot down from behind from Red Elixir, who did a great job here from behind bar, taking 2 kills across the whole round and putting a lot of pressure on the Rats and securing them around here, I would say.
Yeah, as strong as VIP is, the one angle that can shut that down is the thing that shut them down. Red Elixir playing behind that bar is so strong. He's gets a nice head peek angle, and he was running the Ingmar there, so he was able to do lots of damage. And none of Rats really could land their shots on him, unfortunately. And he was able to just kind of sit there rent free, out any contention. And weirdly enough, we saw a nade. We saw like a nade and a flash come out onto VIP. I think it was really smart of Core Dynamics to not actually hold in VIP, because they knew it was almost pretty much suicide. They knew flashes, nades, whatever would come out, and that's exactly what happened. They gave up that space, but they were able to hold it from a longer angle instead.
Yeah, it worked out quite well for them. I first thought they're not prepared for it, but you are right. It was pretty clever for them to not actually hold it directly, and it worked out perfectly for them. So this is a pretty close game again. Core Dynamics in the lead now with the 3-2. That's a very, very thin lead, though. If the Reds can take this third round, maybe. I mean, they still have a wall charge and a clacker, if I'm not completely mistaken. And it seems like they want to use that on docks, presumably with the power play. Split pushing through. No, wait, they can't split push. They only have one charge left, don't they? So split pushing through storage, I guess, maybe. I think they're still debating. They have too many lines on the map right now. Not quite sure what they want to go. All entrances are marked. Seems like the defenders are preparing for a dog push, though, for the most part, which is probably smart. They want to put a barbed wire there in front of the catwalk to prevent the power play.
Yeah, and it looks like the attack is wanting to do that. They have a wall charge set up for docks. They have a smoke set up for the conveyors, looking to throw out. I'm hoping and it looks like they are going to be splitting storage too, because it looks like they have a smoke drawn out for toxic, because they definitely need that storage split, because pushing in through dock, while they can smoke off one side or the conveyor side, they still need to worry about the left side where all the generators are. So having players push through storage will hopefully prevent that crossfire being a problem.
Yeah. But yeah, so barbed wire is placed in northern office door and on the catwalk on dock, and I think they're actually going office and not dock. Interesting. Oh, they actually have a third barbed wire on the catwalk, so this is going to be rough. The office is completely barbed off. I'm not sure if they will manage to get through there. They're blowing the door. I think they flashed through the window. Now flashing into room, taking the quick kill on Breeze, but there's the wrench kill. But 2 for 1 so far. Now they have the smoke in the doorway, which is kind of an issue. But they took Toxic, they took the office, and they're down. Well, it's a 3-3 really. Because Cross got kill here on Annex. So it's pretty even. They're waiting the smoke. They're waiting the smoke out right now, so they're not pushing through. Now actually, Paparazzi kind of jumped in. Now they're actually in control of the bomb room. Pickle and sitting here on generator, not really doing much. Oh, it's been taken out actually, and now it's looking really good all of a sudden for the Reds. They're on the bomb, 30% already. Cross is coming around the corner and is being killed by Dipchip. Now it's down to Red Elixir to somehow clutch this to no success. Dipchip takes another kill, triple kill for Dipchip here. Securing the rounds for the Reds. 3-3. Very, very good push again, in my opinion.
Yeah, great job from Rats. They were able to put down. They were able to get those 2 openers. They did get traded out, unfortunately. It went down to a 3v3 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But those 2 opening kills were really quick. The big thing that they were actually able to get away with, surprisingly, is Core Dynamics actually gave up holding that catwalk. And because that's the only problem I have with that red door push, is you're stuck pushing one of 2 ways. One, you have to wrap all the way around through Toxic, through storage and whatnot, which actually I think Red Elixir was covering. But the problem then became, I think, Cross and whoever the other player was on generator weren't really holding the catwalk anymore, and they were able to just pile out on the catwalk, jump down, and just overwhelm the guy on generator. And then Cross tried to rotate back and got killed himself. So Rats was able to just honestly play the overwhelm game and stampede through the defenders.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I'm not sure if the smoke that they threw in the office door, basically on the catwalk, was intended to be there, but they did not decide to push through. They waited it out, and then a second before it faded out, they jumped through it and jumped down to the bomb to avoid the barbed wire, and that worked fairly well for them. So yeah, we're back on Ice Pasture, the Seastorm map, and now Core Dynamics is on the attack again. We'll see if they can secure this. It's 3-3, so it's everyone's game right now. Keep in mind, Core Dynamics is 1 game up though. If they win, they win the match. If the Reds win, we'll go to game 3. So what do you think are they up to here this time?
Well, there's a lot going on. It seems like
For sure, yeah.
Rat's actually wanting to hold bathroom. I'm assuming that's what the 2 circled is. They're putting 2 players there. But I don't know. Bathroom hold seems a little dangerous to me, just because, like I said, there's not really a lot you can hold there. Although they do. Oh, they're actually committing a barb here between office and storage. So having this cross between bathroom and storage could be pretty strong. But it doesn't really seem like that's going to be an issue because a storefront play does seem to be coming. With 1 barb being, I guess, the problem on the left side. But otherwise, and here's what I was talking about actually earlier. We do see Adex with the auto shotgun playing on top of the bomb, kind of with his little lockbox around him. So if Coordinamics can flash him out correctly, I think he won't really be a problem. But it's really all gonna depend on the utility usage of Coordinamics here.
And if they take him down, they take also down a flare and a Molotov. So, yeah, okay, the Molotov is thrown. Brandon got in, nobody else though, and he's kind of the only one in the storefront now. We'll see if he can capitalize on that or is getting in trouble. Paparazzi is smoked off. X is sitting behind Taylor, trying to get shots. Now the smoke going out, cutting X off, and Pickle is going in through the north on the other end of the map. X taking the kill here on Breeze though when he was pushing in, but Brandon finds Adex in the storefront, and no, the defenders are shooting each other, I think, a little bit there. Cross finds the kill on X. There, and Paparazzi got a little Pickle who rushed around or circled around Arcade, and now Red Elixir is doing the same thing. We will see if he managed to take out Paparazzi. And in the meantime, Dipchip tried to attack the attackers here, or push the attackers here, is being punished by Cross, and it's a 3-2 right now. So yeah, Brandon and Cross are waiting for Red Elixir to come for support. Paparazzi is still sitting in freezer, not stopping Red Elixir. They're trying to find him. Paparazzi is being taken out, and now and so is V, and the round goes to Core Dynamics.
Very, very well played from Core Dynamics. It was looking a little bit rough there with that molly. Things kind of threw off, but Brandon was able to kind of stabilize. He didn't get too aggressive. He did put some damage down and was taking a lot of damage, that's for sure, but he was able to keep himself alive and keep pressure on storefront while the molly faded. And we even saw I think honestly the impact here was Red Elixir going for that flank and being able to work slowly through Arcade and then work in the back toward freezer, because it ended up becoming a 3v2 where 2 players were stuck storefront and 2 players were stuck one like by freezer and one by the teller's desk. And all 4 of those players knew where each other were, but the defense did not know where Red Elixir was. And so his flank, I think, was huge, and able to shut down, like being able to poke them in the side while being shot from the front. They really couldn't do anything.
Yeah, seems like that's the case. They also managed to salvage an auto shotgun here. So yeah, we had match point, if I'm not completely mistaken. 4-3 for Core Dynamics. If they take this round, they win the game, and they won the first game. So yeah, this is match point. So we're back on this club, and so far that was attacker sided. So we'll see if they can close the game here and secure the victory. We will see. It seems like they also want to go through VIP, but maybe with the split push through lobby. Do you think that would work out better, especially against a defender sitting behind bar?
Yeah, so I think shutting down that bar angle is one of the most important things. Purely because, like, besides the fact that he can look on VIP, the other thing is he can look on the bomb site. I think we saw earlier in an earlier round, someone tried to go defuse, and that was actually his last kill. Red Elixir was there, and he tried to go defuse, and he was just able to get the kill for free. So I think shutting down that bar angle is going to be big, and that can be done from lobby with even some smokes put out, because some of the office angles can actually get shut down from those outside windows up on that balcony. So it's really going to depend on how Core Dynamics decides to position themselves here, but I do think it can be playing against kind of what if they're trying to play against what they did themselves. I think it's definitely possible. So I honestly kind of find this hard for Rats to win this round.
Yeah, we'll see if there's someone managed to pull it off. I mean, they have someone behind bar, and they're preparing for a push through lobby with the Molotov, apparently. Like, there's a big M there, and they have the barbed wire on the staircase. So they expecting them to go lobby, and they're also expecting them to go VIP because there's barbed wire there as well. We also have a barbed wire in the dance floor, unfortunately, but I guess that doesn't matter too much at that point, like in this position. So it's all good. The other barbed wire is in office though, or south of office. which blocks off the catwalk. We will see if that helps them out or not. Yeah, it seems like Core Dynamics is splitting up 2-2, VIP and lobby, and having Cross on the balcony, but nobody's really. I guess Dipchip is actually watching that window with a mob, trying to get the clear. Fails to hit though, and Cross is so far safer, but pulls back, and Dipchip might get another chance. Misses again, reloading again. And the Core Dynamics is not really pushing in yet. Cross finds the kill on Dipchip. That's unfortunate. The other two are pushing into VIP, but Axe fails to find the kill here. Actually, was in a good position, but it was not quite enough. Now they're trying to take them out. Pupirovsky with the long range shots, but V is also being killed. So this is looking good for Core Dynamics right now here. Very, very good. 3 defenders down already. Pupirovsky trying to get the kills long range. They got Crashfire on Little Pickle and take him out. But now Brandman is pushing Pupirovsky. Pupirovsky gets the kill here though. And Adex takes out Red Elixir, and now is actually not so great for Core Dynamics anymore. This could go either way, really. Cross is still outside on basically no HP, and Breeze is kind of in a bad spot here. Pupirovsky shooting at him from the long range still. And Adex is holding bomb. Now Cross is rotating around and to support Breeze, who is slowly pushing towards office, but I think he's waiting for his teammate there. Well, actually, he's continuing moving. He might go in here, and Adex is waiting for him. He has an Ingmar though, so that's not a perfect weapon for that range. But Breeze is on the black door as well, but he has 2 flashes, so if he just flashes out the room, he should be fine. Cross is a little scared of going into that room because Pupirovsky might hold that angle. Adex is shooting blind because he's getting flashed, but Breeze is pushing in a little late, and Adex takes him out here. And Pupirovsky with the long range shot on Cross, securing the round for the Reds here, 4-4, and now it's going down in the 9th round. That was a good round.
Yeah,
what do you think? Like, what was the main importance here?
I honestly thought that it was over when Core Dynamics got that huge pick on the mop.
Yeah.
That mop,
they were
opener.
Up 5-2, I think.
Yeah, the mop opener was huge, and they were able to take VIP off of it. And Pupirovsky was like not able to put enough pressure on VIP until a little bit later when that barbed wire came into place. Honestly, Rat's barbed wire placement was perfect. They had one on the rafters, so there was no chance they could push it without clearing that guy bar, which they never were able to. And then they also had a barb for that door from that little balcony into VIP. And both those barbs played perfectly into their hands and were able to punish all of the attackers. And yeah, I mean, we did look a little unfortunate there. I couldn't quite tell, but it looked like I think Breeze was lagging through the door was like not open on his side, or it was open on his side but not on the server side, because it looked like he was trying to go through that office door, but it wasn't going through.
That might be, yeah, maybe he got a little unlucky there. It looked a little weird. He was pushing in a little late. He was not going in with the flash.
Yeah.
But like a little later, and at that point the flash had worn off for Adex, and he could get killed there. I think another very important moment in that round was when one of the attackers was rushing Pupirovsky, and Puppy just managed to take him out and securing his position behind bar, because that was the one person who was supposed to take him out there, and he defended against that, and that made that whole play possible, I think.
That bar position is so vital in it, and you can see just by how that round unfolded exactly why.
Yeah, we're on match point still. Game point for the Reds and match point for Core Dynamics. So this is round 9. It comes down here for sure. We will see this either goes in game 3 or Core Dynamics takes this 2-0. We will find out in the next minute. So what is the plan here? What do you see? What do you think is going to happen? Do they still have charges left? I failed to count, to be honest.
Well, it does look like it's just it looks like it's going to be a one-man to North Office, and then a storage split, which I actually do really like here, because I do think stacking too much on this office can be a problem, especially we have that barb on the catwalk between South and North Office, so that pushing from North to South is really not an option. So it's really going to depend on how these smokes roll out. Core Dynamics smokes have been mostly pretty good in the second game. Had some troublesome ones in the first, so hopefully they've learned the difference. And decided actually to frag out North Office, interestingly enough, and they start having the push here. A smoke went out and a molly went out to prevent the push. Dipchip actually is able to be taken down, and Little Pickle's gonna take that momentum to push through all the way up to Generator. He's
smoking Office here,
and actually able to kill the guy off Generator, pushing up, and Generator controls full under for Core Dynamics, and now That smoke landed a little bit poorly for exactly what they wanted, and Pickle is actually going to fall finally. Brandon the only one left down by Dogs, putting pressure there, and taking fire from Puppy Rusky.
Yeah, Paprosky holding Generator really well here, trying to hold this off. I mean, they're only one man behind, so they can still do this, but there are two attackers on the bomb now, and Paprosky has two directions he has to fend off now. But VNX can maybe hold this off. Oh, they find the kill here. Paprosky takes out Breeze, and the other attackers down now. Oh, down to a 2v2 though, because Cross kills X, and Cross is actually sticking the defuse now. V is jumping down there, but Relixir gets him, and Cross takes the kill here on Paprosky, taking the match 2-0 for Core Dynamics.
What a close round. It was looking really scary for Core Dynamics there. They had really good positioning, but they were actually running out and actually out of utility. They had no flashes left, so Puppy Rusky was able to put a lot of pressure from that generator. But unfortunately, the Rats let the Core Dynamics jump down from North Office through that barbed wire, and they were able to get on bomb and put that pressure there. So, you know, Vibe had, I think it was actually had the pressure. Oh, no, yeah, it was Vibe. So it had the pressure to feel like to have to jump down, and was taken out. Wasn't able to trade one out. And yeah, just those last few engagements there came down to gunfights, and it looked like Core Dynamics was just able to pick it up.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very exciting match. I mean, this could have gone to game 3 easily. I think this was the first round. The first game was 5-3, if I'm not mistaken, and now 5-4. That were two very, very close games. Core Dynamics managed to take both, but barely. The Reds for sure put up a fight here. Showed again what they're capable of, and showed some really funny strat, or some, well, funny but also very effective strats. And but yeah, Core Dynamics in the end a little bit ahead and winning both games. And yeah, I think we can expect great things from both teams, really.
Yeah, I do think both these teams have very different playstyles, and I do think Core Dynamics playstyle definitely aided that. I think the way Core Dynamics plays works very well against Rats playstyle, so it kind of had a problem, or I think that's kind of why Rats ended up falling apart against them, even though it was very close. I do think the way Core Dynamics plays counters the way Rats plays pretty substantially. So. And Rats just didn't, and
Fair.
honestly, Rats just did not adjust well enough to their playstyle, and they got punished for it. So, it's a very good game though, and I'm excited to get this interview with Core Dynamics.
Yeah, we're trying to get one of them right now. But yeah, this was interesting. So what does this mean for the brackets? I mean this week is finished. So let's really quickly talk about the brackets. So well, we have Fluff at the top with 3-0. And then we have a bunch of teams 2-1, right? We have Flatline, Guacamole, Status Quo. Wait, I think that's updated incorrectly, actually. Should not be the Reds. Should be Core Dynamics with 2-1, and DFC and Red Team, all of them with 2-1. So, who do you think is of the 2-1 teams? Who's the strongest player, or the strongest team, or with the strongest performance so far?
Honestly, of the 2-1 teams, I think the two biggest contenders are Red Team and Flatline. I think DFC is pretty close there, and so is Status Quo. But I do think Red Team has a lot of good coordination. They play well together, and Flatline just kind of plays off of a more explosive play style and plays pretty well in that regard, and it's been showing with the results.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. So we have Cross here. So GG Cross.
Yeah, it's a good game, real good, down to the wire.
For sure, yeah. So did you like? Well, how was the team chat going? Were you like all really nervous, or were you confident you could take this in the last round?
I think we were starting to sweat a little bit, thinking that we would have to go into game 3, but we stayed cool. We composed a plan, and we went through with it.
Yeah, it worked out very well, for sure.
Yeah, and I had a few questions. So, I mean, well, I guess the first kind of general thing is, how did you kind of go into this game? Did you kind of go off the expectation that Rats is kind of a very aggressive and just kind of very, I guess, explosive type team? Because if you noticed, a lot of their takes and even some of their defenses kind of very went around the fact that they were just kind of looking to take aim battles or like even just like push you and kind of throw you off by just running at you almost.
Yeah, we definitely learned, I think, by like the third round that it's like, okay, they play very aggressive. We got to play just as aggressive back, just to counter them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it showed. Even then, like you guys did have some levels of aggression, but I think the big thing that kind of kept you guys over the edge over them was your kind of, I guess, ability to kind of keep it cool. I think one of the big rounds to highlight was from the first game on round 3 of that factory. You guys actually lost 3 players pretty early on, or 2 players kind of early on, and then a third pretty shortly after, and you actually kind of brought it back as a 2v5. Can you kind of, I guess, talk about a little bit about that round and kind of what was kind of going through your minds?
I mean, that's already in the back of my head. I'm just focused on the second match. But yeah, the whole process is like we try to stay cool. We don't get hot-headed and get scared in these situations because that just leads to us making more mistakes. We've kind of tried to stop ourselves from feeling like that in a rough situation, and it pays off.
Yeah, and I noticed, yeah, a lot of too is like you guys do a lot of. I noticed you do a lot of split takes, and usually pretty well timed takes. I know there was a round where you guys did, I think, a split and it ended up coming down to like a 3v4, and Brandon was able to get some. Brandon was able to get some really nice kills for you guys. And especially I think your smokes started to do really well toward the second game. I know I did want to ask. I think in the first game there was was there a missed smoke when you guys were pushing? I think it was storefront, and it ended up I think smoking right in front of where you were actually trying to push, and so Adex was able to actually sneak in the smoke with a shotgun, and able to punish you guys for it.
Yeah, there was times where our smokes really didn't go too hot, mostly because of the ricocheting and the hitboxes. But I think it was definitely down to us not committing enough to pushing inside and getting the good angle to smoke in. We were definitely very too cautious to get the good smokes in. So
Yeah, but I mean, I think it did work out for you because yeah, when game 2 can't roll around, you guys had a really good round where you did a green door docks play where you had, I think, maybe 2-3 players pushing through green door, and then you had a delayed docks opening, and you guys had some I think some really good teamwork there of throwing down good smokes and being able to pinch because pushing that docks is a very volatile position, as a lot of angles that can cover it. So, sending that green door split cuts off a lot of those problematic angles. Is that kind of what was kind of going through your head when you're making those calls to kind of help cut down on a lot of those, I guess, more problematic things where rats, it seems like a lot of the times that they were pushing through even like some troublesome scenarios like that, they would just kind of take off the fact that they could overwhelm you and work off of that.
yeah, it's hard to say, but yeah, we did do a lot of those split pushes so that we didn't like funnel into one area where they had a lot of angles on us, and especially for that factory map where if you wall charge dock, that south office has a clear sight line. We definitely accounted for that a lot by having somebody with Black Tar or the Saber ready to catch anybody trying to peek that angle. And we definitely had a lot of thought about whether or not we wanted to split or not.
Yeah, and I think the last round I kind of want to hear from your perspective was around the actually Rats one, but was it was when they decided to, it was, I believe it was a C-store round. It was game 2 round 4, and they actually, out of the truck, they decided to all walk and actually sat right outside the arcade red, and then all of a sudden they decided to kind of just explode and started running toward green door and bathroom. And so I believe Molly came out preemptively on your end toward the arcade red door, and they were then able to push through bathroom and arcade. Were you guys kind of thrown off? Did you think they were coming for like a storefront play, or what exactly
Yeah,
happened
we
there?
were completely expecting a storefront play because what we found that we could capitalize on, and we actually performed it, and thankfully won that round. But it was blowing into storefront directly, and then smoking off hall of storefront to try and hold it down. We thought they would do that, but them doing that play really threw us off.
All right, well, that's pretty much all I have. I do think you guys played really well against kind of their play style. Like you had your footing a little bit lost here and there just because of a lot of kind of really they were banking off a lot of unexpected plays, and some of it did throw you off, but some of it you were able to keep your footing. So
Yeah.
strong performance from you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're up in the bracket now. Like you're one of the 2-1 teams. So, well, everything's possible from here for sure. So, good luck next week, I would say.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here and for putting on a great performance today. And well, it was really fun to watch. And yeah, I mean that closes out the week. That's all the matches for this week, and we're gonna be back next weekend with week 4. And well, yeah, I'm very excited and looking forward to that. We'll see if someone is able to take down Fluff, or well, first we'll have to see who is facing Fluff, and then we will see if someone is able to put a stop to their winning streak, or if they go uncontested after week 4. That would be interesting to see. And then it's going to be very interesting to see who of these 2-1 teams can win again and make it a 3-1 and secure their upper bracket place there. Or fortify the upper bracket position rather. And yeah, so definitely looking forward to next week. So yeah, any last words, Billboard, from you?
Nope. I'm just ready for the next week of matches already. Let's get them going. Well,
cool. Thanks for being here with me today, and thanks for all the viewers being around and staff helping out and whatnot, and the players playing. Obviously, we had some good matches today. I would say I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm TH Pine, and well, I'll see you all next week. Bye.